But nobody knows because we have the chance to be European, and so we can say we are anything else.
I want to talk about Banksy.
The famous one, the one.
The famous Banksy.
Banksy.
Just viewers may not all know who Banksy is. Well, no one knows who Banksy is, but Banksy is a very, very famous anonymous street artist who is believed to have come from Bristol in the UK. That's where I studied. At the end of my street, there was one of his beautiful stenciled murals on the wall. He's known for creating stenciled work mainly that would pop up overnight in cities, mainly Bristol and other places in the UK, all with a political or a social sort of message behind them. His work is super, super famous. How did you get involved with having Banksy museums? Start at the beginning.
So this is when we talk about Banksy. Sometimes I will have to lie, but not that much.
Who is
so
he?
Who is he? Oh, if I knew. The point with Banksy, it's very interesting. This artist is very, very talented.
Yeah.
He's the most quoted artist probably in the world living. And it was in 2018. I met some guys that I trust them very well, and I'm a show producer in Paris, so I have all the contact
Yes, of
everywhere in
course.
the world. And they say, Aziz, in Paris, we want to do something with Banksy, and we would like to work with you because we know you work good and this. And I'm also, I told you, a director. I direct plays also. And I say, okay, if we do something about Banksy, usually like a normal gallery is not respecting his spirit. And what I said to the guys, they say we're gonna recreate all his artwork instead of hanging frames. It might sound stupid and risky, and it was, but all the comments after of the specialists, it was the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Because he's denouncing this framing of the art and the gallery and this.
It goes against his spirit, doesn't it?
And so what I've done is I took a parking completely destroyed, and I make it not completely new, but to look better, and you recreate the street inside. So you can have the artworks as the real size, and they are gathered by cities and places where they have been drawn, or sprayed. And of course, you understand the meaning of the artwork when you see when it had been done. I have recreated in Paris the wall of Bethlehem.
Wow.
Which is, of course, you have a lot of problems now. I don't even know if the wall still exists. And I have recreated the Hotel Banksy. Banksy has an hotel in Bethlehem. I have recreated an hotel with 30 rooms in Paris. Everything is decorated in its own, as in a Banksy way. And when you are inside the hotel, the view is on a wall, like you have the same view in Bethlehem.
It's amazing.
So I went until I think you can do more, but it's difficult.
How many Banksy museums do you have?
8, I think.
8.
No, but because just one is open in Amsterdam. But I have sometimes I create the museum, but it's not mine, and so I have like 8 exhibitions running for the moment.
Wow. And which cities? Amsterdam, Paris.
I'll say Amsterdam, Paris, Brussels, Cracovie, Barcelona, Madrid, Lisbon, and New York.
Wow. Are we going to have Tirana added to the list?
I'm well happy. It's been years that I say Tirana should have an exhibition like this, and I'm ready to do it for without benefit because it's my country.
Yes, yeah.
I want that the people who come in Albania, they can say, damn, they have a museum Banksy and I don't have it in my city.
Yeah, because, Banksy has nothing to do with Albanian culture, but it's Banksy is someone who would bring tourists,
I don't think so.
It's not bring tourists, but tourists, when they're here, would love to see, love
Probably,
to visit.
yes. We have a lot of tourists coming. No, it's an interesting point to have it in Albania also.
Yeah, why not? It's
Albania is becoming a huge city. How many millions now? 2 million? 2 millions?
Oh yeah, between 1 and 2.
It's as big as Brussels.
Yeah. It's huge.
And
it's
full
crowded.
of Albanian, which is much more
Well,
interesting.
lots and lots of tourists at the moment. You walk
it's
through the
very nice
centre
for the
and it's
country.
just so many different languages. I got caught up in a tour of about 50 Japanese people the other day. I couldn't find my way out, and they were all sort of looking up at me like this, like taking pictures because I'm,
a little
giant.
bit tall. A little
A
bit
little
tall.
bit
A little,
tall.
so
Yeah,
little bit.
they're like, oh,
Taller than me.
So to have such a museum in Tirana, what sort of space would you be looking for? What sort of concept?
I need just a rough place, like a parking, old building, something. 1,500 square meter will be perfect. If I have less, it's okay. Let's say in Amsterdam, I have 1,000 only. We did it.
But you know, there's so many old cool buildings from the communist era, like military warehouses and
I would
stuff.
love to have the place
That
like
would
this.
be so. You know, you go if you've taken the cable car to Daiti before, where they have one of the bunkart places just outside of Tirana. There's like old warehouses above it, and that would be the perfect place.
Probably.
But you'd have to talk to the Prime Minister.
If you have his number, call him.
Eddie, if you're watching.
No, and we have the chance to have a minister who loves arts.
Yeah.
Imagine what a nice country.
Yeah, it would be, you know, of course it's important to use spaces for Albanian art and Albanian culture, but there's no reason why you can't have, you know, other artists as well.
I told it several times. I'm ready to manage it and to organize it. I just need the place to make it possible, which is mostly the most important.
What about theatre? Do you have any ideas to open theatres here? What's missing from Albania's cultural scene in your experience? What needs to be improved?
For me, you know, I produce comedies mostly, so I know that people go to the theater to laugh, not to cry mostly. And I think what is missing probably, and I had, you know, in Belgium, I had one cabaret in Brussels, one in Liège, and one in Charleroi. In Belgium, French-speaking people are 4.5 million. This is the same number.
Yes.
So maybe we can organize to have one in Tirana, one in Pristina, and one in Skopje. And so the interesting point is you can make work the artist. The fact that you make money is one point, maybe. But if you have help of a government or something, they say, okay, organize this. You're going to have the Albanian-speaking artists can work everywhere. And you can make them work 1 month in Pristina, 1 month in Kosovo, 1 month in Skopje, and 1 month in Tirana. Normally, if they are paid every day, it's enough for the whole year, as I know the artist.
Yes, because I was thinking now, you're saying, you know, I have all these theatres, or I've had, you know, 20 or something. In Tirana, there's 2 theatres, I think. 1, 2. Well, there's the Opera and Ballet Theatre, Turbina, the new one that's being built, but these are all related to the state, if I'm not wrong.
No, but the problem is this is theater for the how we say that the patrimony theater, you know. But the culture of a country are the people who tell jokes.
Yeah.
You know, Molière, for example, or Voltaire, they were funny guys, they play mostly. And we always think that it should be something very heavy and sad and this. But this is the view of now with the text of a long time, of old text. But the culture of a country is what's happening everywhere and every day. So I think that the best place to have artists living is to have a like cabaret where they can put like stand-up comedy bars.
Yeah, this would be...
No, that's what I had in my life. I had 3 with my brothers, and it worked very much. In Belgium, it's a small country, 4 or 5 million, the same numbers than Albanian.
But I love this idea of stand-up comedy, but I find Albanians do take themselves quite seriously. And I maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe they'd be a bit hesitant to put themselves at risk of being judged like that. You know, you see videos of people, they go to stand-up comedy nights and they completely bomb, and everyone's just like,
no, but
you know.
that.
I think there's a fear of that.
No, I think the fear is that how you're gonna manage all these artists. This is the biggest problem. Because even if artist is not good, it's not a big problem. He's gonna evaluate probably. He's gonna learn. This is we're gonna have a guy of 20 years. He's gonna start, and he will be 40. Maybe he will be perfect. But no, this is something it might be done in Albania. But I have this knowledge. I don't use it for the moment.
No. What would you say to other entrepreneurs in the diaspora who are thinking, oh, should I come back? Do I risk it? Blah, blah, blah. What would you say to them? And what advice would you give them?
I will say one thing. I will say, guy, manage your life as you want. Think to your family and to your life first. Now, I will say to the leaders of the country, of any Albanian country, we have like 15 million Albanians outside that they have studies, they have knowledge, and they have money probably. If you want to bring them back, it's easy. Give them a tax shelter, 0 tax. Italy does that. Portugal does that. Give them a tax shelter. They say, the whole life you will not pay taxes anymore. And if these Albanians come back in the country, I think that very easily, if you take 5 Albanians having a coffee, after 1 hour, you have minimum 2 businesses open.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't need to ask them to invest. They will do it by themselves if you just protect them with a tax shelter.
Give them the help they need.
And the tax they will avoid to pay in the other country, they will be invested in Albania. It will be a
Yes.
cashback, very clever.
Yeah. It's a good idea. And also another question: you've been back here 3 years, but I assume you'd been back here a few more times before that. How have you seen Albania change over the last decade, for example? Is it like day and night, or because if you ask some Albanians, they say, "Oh, we're still living like the 90s. You know, it's
Because
terrible."
this is the young saying that because they were not born in the 90s. That's why I don't know. The past of Albania is amazing. It's amazing. When I come back, my brother and I he visited Albania in 2007, and he asked me, "Is this still the same?" I laugh. I say, "Ali, you cannot imagine how it changed. It's safer to be in Albania than in Paris.
Of course it is. Yeah.
It is much safer.
Yes.